As we prepare to consider how students can return to school, I'd like to share a few thoughts as a teacher of students who have moderate to severe learning differences. I've worked with children for 8 years as a teacher's assistant and now 6 years as a teacher. And in all of those years, I have poured everything that I am into the students that I work with. I'm vested in them because I understand what it is to be a parent of a child with moderate and severe special needs. And while my daughter's learning differences and needs are unique, and while her um, circumstances surrounding her autism may not be as severe as those of you who are working with children who are medically fragile, who have much larger behaviors, it still is the job of a mother to be the caretaker of that child now being 28 years old. I got into special education because I wanted to find out more about how to support my own daughter first, and then secondly, to support teachers who were those who were representing those who educate my own child. I believed that I could learn from them. I believed that I could support them. I changed diapers for many years beyond what typically developing children's parents have to change diapers for. So I felt that I could do that without hesitating, without putting on swimmers' uh, nose holds or anything like that. I was feeling like I was immune to all of that. And I did that. And I do that. But as we continue to move forward and figure out how to get our kids back into the school system, I'm asking that parents understand that there's some prep work to be done. Again, I love the children more than probably has been good for my health, to the point of waking up in the night, not being able to sleep for thinking about what circumstances my children are in or how I'm going to educate them and how can I get this point across to them. So hear me when I say I'm not looking to continue staying home so that, you can continue educating your children at home. I'm saying there's some things that need to be done for those students who are in the mod severe population. Think about your student and what that's going to look like. Sure, I can go back into the classroom as I did the week prior to school's closing and measure out 6 to 8 feet of distance between the student's desk in my classroom. That's a luxury that most teachers don't have. But I have a large classroom, so I can do that. But what about those masks, ladies and gentlemen? As you prepare to send your students back to school, it's equally important for them to understand, in whatever way you can get it to them, that the masks are important. We need to teach our kids about how to keep themselves, your families, and their teachers and their families safe. Because I understand it's rough having your kid at home, especially if they have some very severe challenges associated with their learning difference or their physiological disabilities. But we want the kids to be safe. I personally believe, and I'm no doctor, psychologist, biologist, or any of that, but I personally believe that our children have been saved from this virus because they were at home. Everybody knows that little kids, young kids, are the biggest spreaders of germs ever. Teachers know that because every time we go back to school, we get sick. We'll go back to school and we'll have our sniffles and runny noses just by the nature of being with children that you haven't been with on a regular basis. It goes with the job. Okay? But what I'm asking you to do is start preparing your students for having to be in a setting where they need to try and keep themselves safe and others safe. Put that mask on them. Start with maybe 1 minute. Can't take 1 minute, 30 seconds. But begin to teach your children about protective clothing and gear because you want to continue to be safe. Whether or not you think America should have been closed down or not, or closed down for this long or not, or whether you think it's just been all hype or not, the people who have lost loved ones know it's not hype. The people who have lost loved ones know that we could have taken this a little more seriously. So please, let's not let our guards down so much just because we're opening things up and things are becoming available to us. And hallelujah for it, because staying in the house every day is no fun. Please believe. I'm sure we all can agree to that. But as we open things back up, prepare your students. Are they washing their hands? Are you showing them about protective equipment? Wean them into wearing those masks, because otherwise there's a grand possibility that your students won't be able to continue being in a classroom setting if the virus is going to start going haywire in our classrooms. You don't want that. As a teacher, I don't want that. I would much prefer being hands-on in the classroom with all the materials and the supports that your students are accustomed to and deserve than having them to stay at home and trying to fallaciously educate them from home. Could you do that? Would you do that? Spend some time getting them ready. From my mother's heart to yours, we got to do this right if we're going to keep our kids safe. Thanks for listening.